best drives. It's your turn to step into the driver's seat. This is The Drive. Now, here's automotive expert, television and radio host, Alan Taylor.
Well, today I have a special guest, a fellow car guy. He's also an American rock, R&B, and soul guitarist. He's a singer, songwriter, record producer, and like I said, car guy. Best known as the one half of this amazing duo, Hall & Oates. We have John Oates. Hi, John. How you doing?
Hey, Alan. How's it going, man?
I am so happy to talk to you. I met your sister. I told you the story. I'll tell everybody else.
Right.
Every year for the last 19 years, I've been on ABC with Kelly Ripa, and now it's called Live with Kelly and Ryan. It started many years ago when it was, of course, Regis and Kelly. And I've been doing that show, and there's this really cute little gal that works there named Diane. And I spent like a whole week there, and every morning I see Diane, and we talk, and you know, and I also did some stuff for ABC for the New York Auto Show, and Diane again. And at the very end, she hears me talking about this show I do for Entrepreneur Magazine, and of course the car stuff. And she goes, you know, my brother's a big car guy. You should interview him. And I go, oh. And I thought to myself, oh, cool. So, you know, what's he do? And she goes, really? Well, her name is Diane Oates, and her brother is John Oates. And she goes, his name's John. And I go, cool. She goes, John Oates? And I go, because I'm looking at Diane Oates. And then she goes, Hall & Oates? And I go, oh, my God, how stupid could I be? But, you know, I mean, I was talking to my pal Diane, and her brother's this guy, John Oates. And it was just too good to be true. And you're such a car guy. And so,
oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, welcome to the show. Welcome to my insanity, and thank you for doing this. I know you're on tour right now. He tells me, he goes, yeah, last night it was at Madison Square Garden, sold out. I'm like, oh, my God.
You don't hear that every day. Right?
No, yeah, you were in New York, and now you're back in Nashville. So one of my friends, he sends on Facebook, I put this little note that says, hey, I'm going to be interviewing John Oates from Hall & Oates. What questions should I ask him? One of my friends says, have you ever owned a car that made you feel the same way as standing on stage in front of thousands of people like that? That's a good question.
Yes, I have.
Okay, then what was it?
Well, I'll tell you, I have a feeling it was probably the first really big purchase I ever made in the 1970s. I bought one of the earliest Porsche 911 930 turbos that came in 1976.
Oh, my God.
And I had one of the first ones. And I remember when I bought it, I had this kind of middle-class sticker shock trauma when I realized that the car I was buying was more expensive than my parents' house. And
right.
Even though it wasn't very expensive in those days, now that I look back, of course.
Yeah, right.
And it was red, and it had gold BBS wheels. It was really, really flashy, and it was incredible. And I actually, I bought it in Beverly Hills at the Porsche dealer on Wilshire Boulevard because I just happened to be driving by.
I know right where that is, yep.
Yep, and it was one of those impulsive things that, you know, I had just started making some money, and I said, you know what, I'm doing this. And I took it down to Alwyn Singer and had him put a variable boost control in it. And that was in 77 when I was out in California living out there. And interestingly enough, at this past year's Amelia Island concourse, I ran into him, and I hadn't seen him since 1977. And I went up to him, and I said, do you remember putting a boost control into an ERB 930 turbo? He goes, I remember you. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. It was really, really amazing.
That is so awesome. Well, I'm gonna play a little bit of the music everybody is so familiar with, because it helps people to understand the amazing work that you guys have done. Daryl Hall and John Oates. We're talking with John Oates. This, by the way, is from his solo album. This is because my show is called The Drive, and this is called Let's Drive by John Oates. We're going to be right back with more and spend some time talking cars.
Smoke on the way, yeah. I was gone.
Stay tuned. There's more of The Drive with Alan Taylor on the road ahead.